Hi everybody, I'm Zoom, and this is the time when blind man tried to fill me up.
Alright, before you get started, give them your IG so they not harassing me for it.
My Instagram is damzoom, damn, the regular way you spell damn, and zoom, Z-U-M, because every time they see me, they say, damn, Zoom.
I've never said that.
Yes, everybody has.
I never said that.
Everybody has.
I've never said that.
Alright, Cam. Okay, Cam.
Go ahead.
Alright, so first things first, everybody comes to LA, they try to do something in order to make some type of money. So what I did was try to clean people's houses. If you ever heard of Tidy, they pay you like $20 an hour to clean up a house or whatever. So one day, I get an alert on my phone. They have a client for me. Cool. They told me that he might be visually impaired. So I'm like, alright. So they said might. So I walk in, I'm like, okay, maybe got.
So, first question. He's visually impaired. How he know his house dirty?
Look, he didn't. He didn't. I think the lady said, hey, look, we need somebody to come over here and clean this up because there's no way I'm going to do this. Because I walk in and it was a mess. Like, it was complete mess. He had everything everywhere. But mind you, he's blind. So, of course, like, I expect that kind of thing. So, first thing when I come in the door, they're like, the nurse is there. He's there. And pretty much she's like, oh, well, you know, he wants to see who you are, blah, blah, blah. So, he kind of just taps the top of my head all the way down, like, the sides of my body, right? Cool. So, he understood who I was and everything. All of a sudden, after I'm done with, or halfway through, the nurse disappears. She ends up going home, and he's by himself. So we're talking. You know, I'm talking to him. I've never had a conversation with a blind man, so I'm asking him questions like, you know, how does this work, blah, blah, blah. So we get to know each other. He's like, you smoke? And I'm like, everybody who knows me knows that I smoke, so yeah, hell yeah. And I ain't never smoked with a blind man before. So I'm like, you know what?
I think
I'm
it's
gonna
safe
go
to
ahead.
say you haven't done anything with a blind man before.
Right.
So everything you're doing right now is
for the first time. Exactly. So I'm like, you know what? This is cool. I've never thought about it. Let's see how this is. So after I cleaned up the house, he's like, yeah, you could come over later and we'll smoke. You know, I got a pen. And I'm like, well, I'm going to bring a blunt. We could smoke, whatever. Cool. But I decided, you know, I'm not going to go to even though he's blind, he's still a man. I'm not going by myself. So I invite one of my friends to come with me. And he's a producer engineer. And so he's from Detroit. So I'm like, okay, if anything, I'm going to have somebody that's like able to like hold his own with me there just in case. I mean, he's blind, so there's not much that would be necessary. We pull up. I tell him that I have my friend with me. Cool. Now, we're walking in there. We're talking. We're sparking up in the bathroom. And he just starts, you know, going on these tangents about like energy and so forth. And we're all like agreeing with him. Yeah. We get into the living room after sparking in the bathroom, and he says, to my homie, he's like, yeah, you like give off this feminine energy, like this like energy, this like nice, this sweet energy. My homie looks at me, mind you, the guy's blind, so he looks at me like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I'm just like, I don't know, maybe he's just nice. So then he was like, you know, he's trying to sweeten and butter up my friend, and my friend's like, all right, this is getting a little weird. And so he looks at, well, he looks in my direction. He doesn't look at me, but he kind of turns his body towards me and is like, do you mind, talking to my homie, he said, do you mind if you watch while I touch her? I was like, what? And then he looks at me, I'm looking at him, I'm like,
so he didn't ask you for permission to touch
He
her.
asked my homie, like, can you watch while I touch her? And I'm just like, what is happening now? Like, because now, first you're trying to hit on my friend, now you're trying to touch me. Shit's getting hella weird. So I'm just like, all right. My boy is looking at me, so I'm like, maybe we should just, like, voice record him saying something, because there's no way that nobody's gonna believe what the fuck is going on right now. And so he just starts trying to egg it on, like, yeah, you know, like, I just wanted to see how y'all feel, or how you feel, da-da-da. And I'm thinking in my head, I was just in here this morning. He already knows what I look like to a certain extent. You don't have to do this. Now you just want to fill me up. Like, it's weird at this point. So I'm like, all right, well, we got to go. So we're getting ready to go. And, like, he's over there, like, I forgot to mention this part, in the living room this whole time while he's talking to us. He's blind, mind you. I told you that before. He's doing, like, yoga. So he's, like, stretching and stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, I think that you should try to, like, let me fill her up and then you watch. Like, and I guess he was trying to say so it wouldn't be inappropriate, but I'm like, that's already a weird conversation to even have. How you not even ask me to touch my body? Like, you asking him to watch while you touch me. That's hella weird. Like, so we end up leaving. And he's like, but where are you going? Like, where, like, almost like, da da da. Like, and it was one of those conversations. It was just confusing as fuck. Because what do you say after that? Do you tell him no? Because, like, he could just be like, oh, I'm trying to feel you because I'm blind. But then it's like, but are you?
Well, he was trying to feel you so he can say, damn, Zoom.
I guess so. I guess so. He was like, let me go ahead and see what's up. Because the outside of the body wasn't good enough. Like, I need to feel all of it. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? I don't even know you. And he had to be like 60 years old. It's not like he was like a young blind man that whatever. Like, no, he was like 60 years old, like old looking, and like was just over here like is trying to put his hands on me. And I was just like, yeah, this is weird. And then my homie was already turned off. He's milding to me the whole time, like, can we go? Like, because the dude's blind. He's like, let's go. Like, so yeah, that was the time where the blind man tried to fill me up.
Okay. So, when y'all talked about music and talk about his artists, not even trying to be funny, how did he feel about Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles? Did he mention them at all in the music conversation?
No, he didn't. He did, but I did mention them because it was something that was falling or whatever, and he kind of knew it was falling. So I'm like, there's no way that you're really like all the way blind, be able to see that happen. But then those stories of Stevie Wonder where he's able to like grab stuff, or
if you lose one of your senses, your other senses are heightened. So he's in.
That means he probably heard me say that shit. Like, we should probably go.
Possibly, because I remember there was an exhibit in Atlanta. I forget what it's called, but basically it's you go there and you can simulate what it's like to be blind. Well, not simulate, but actually experience it. So a blind dude, they hire blind people to take you on a tour. So basically you touring like what it would be like being on a boat, crossing the street, going through a grocery store.
Blind.
So you get in there, he's explaining it to you, you have your sticks and everything. And he said, all right, we about to do this. He said, everything's about to go pitch black. He said, if you need me, just let me know. And then it goes, you can't see nothing. You gotta use your other senses. Like, I gotta use my hearing, my feeling.
I would be lost.
And he would come and get you if you got lost. Like, they know how to navigate the world without, it's like, it's wild.
That's
like,
crazy.
It makes you appreciate your sight, because it's like, whoa.
And that's why I thought, oh, you know, this conversation that we have while we're smoking is going to be cool. You know, I got to know about him, like, how he got his money, because we're in this nice house. And, like, he was a musician. And, like, you know, imagine being a musician and then losing your sight. And you can't look at the computer no more. Like, you can't even, like, produce or anything like that. So, yeah, like, that whole situation just ended up being one of those things. And that I didn't even realize that, yeah, you're right. His senses probably were heightened because he probably heard the little voice note go clink. Because I had the volume up. So you heard the little boop. Yeah. And all types of stuff. So I'm like.
So when he first felt you, when you first came in that morning, he was just feeling your face?
He went, like, the top, because my hair was out. So he felt my hair. That's when he was like, oh, it's texture here. Oh. Like, she's not normal person that be walking through here. Because usually you have a lot of, like, these older women that be on these apps or, like, whatever. But I'm young, like, so. Oh, yeah. He sensed. He's like, oh, some young meat in here.
Young meat in here. Let me get her back to fill her up later.
Right, like. You don't need eyes to sense vagina. Oh, right, yeah. Apparently not. Oh, no. They do say that, you know, people who lose senses, like you said, be better in other facets. Maybe he would have been all right back in the day. In that, I'm not doing that though. That's not the type of cleaning I'd be doing. No.
Yeah, and your homeboy lucky he got out of there because he wasn't seeing him.
Look, right.
They got to fight.
I hate you. Why do you say that? It was funny because all my ass was like, I didn't even get it.
Blindsided.
Right, I got blindsided. I got blindsided.
Yeah. Y'all walked in there with blind faith. All right. All right, what comes in the box once you get it? All your retainers. I got 15 of them, so it's going to take me 15 weeks to straighten my teeth. And I only got the top teeth because I need a bottom tooth extracted. But what's cool about Bite, they work with me, so they'll still help me with my top teeth until I get my bottom teeth situated. So I got 15 retainers all in this box. Also, got some accessories. I got what you put your retainers in, carry around when you take them out to eat, or if you out or whatnot at a restaurant, you on a date, put it in there. And I got some whitening foam to use, whiten my teeth. Also, you got the Hyper Bite, which is really cool, which cuts your time in half. If you use it every day, I think it's just for 5 minutes a day, it'll cut your treatment time in half. It's the only technology that Bite has. It's a technology only Bite has, which is really cool, which separates them from all the other competition. So I'm excited to use that. And yeah, so today is the day. I'm gonna open this one, see what it looks like. Boom. But I still get the bottom with it, but it's probably just gonna keep it in place where it's at, which is cool. But this is my first tray for the first week of straightening my top teeth. So comes with instructions. Comes with a little sticker that says the wait is over. It is time to bite. I know you can't see it. If it focus, I don't know. This is cool. Let me pop it in. And it fits. Fits perfectly, actually. Yep. And it's comfortable too. But I gotta take it out before I eat or drink anything that's not water. So that's cool. Let me put this in the tray. So if y'all want to start on this journey, just use my code BITEDT.
And this is the time our lives changed.